welcome to my YouTube channel. This is BNSF 6951, a Vinny Vid Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This is a model railroad channel, so if you enjoy watching scratch builds, layout updates, and rail fanning, and lots of other stuff that pertains to model railroading, this is the channel for you. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit that bell. That'll give you a notification of anytime I do a video or live stream. Anyhow, I'm going to ask you guys to do one more thing, and that is to give me the thumbs up. That will help my analytics with YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the video, so let's get going. First, a word from my sponsors. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technology has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees. I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. Hello everyone and welcome to Friday Night with the Cuz. How's everybody doing? It's been getting cold here in Arizona. Now I'm talking cold at 50 degrees. You guys have probably seen that's like summer to most of you guys, but 50 degrees to me is cold. Anyhow, let me say hello to a few people here. Hello, Mr. Dwight Curley. How's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in tonight. Dave BNSF, how's it going? Digger Evans from across the pond, how's it going, buddy? School Kill John, how's it going, bud? Who else we got in here? Let's see. Digger Evans, I said hello to. Dave BNSF, I said hello to. And thanks for that little compliment, Dave. I appreciate that. Problem is with the music and running trains, you know I can't run trains because I don't have a continuous loop in one room, so I can't do that. Steve87, how's it going, my friend? Ralph Greenwood, glad you can make it in tonight. Chasco, how's it going, bud? Ethan Armitage, how's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in tonight. John Canofo, how's it going, bud? Low Country, how's it going? Oh, man. Excuse me. Woo. Dave, how's it going? Sorry about that. Who else we got? I think I saw everybody. Oops. What happened? I might have a problem with my internet tonight, guys, so hopefully everything will go smooth. Gary Weiss, how's it going, my friend? Hey, Gary, give me a call sometime tomorrow. I need to talk to you. Appreciate it, bud. Let's see. What else we got in here? Frank Neer, how's it going, bud? Glad to see you in here. Hey, Artie, how's it going, bud? That's from Australia. How's it going, my friend? RDA N-Scale, how's it going, Alan? Nice to see you in here. Kenwood Model Railroad and Railroad Channel, how's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in. Yeah, Joe Rader, nice to see you in here, buddy. And who else we got? Yeah, I think I got everybody. John Tanzillo, how's it going, bud? I'm going to show those things tonight, John. Is it okay if I mention you? Hello, Sparky. How's it going, buddy? And I think I got just about everybody. CP368, how's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in tonight. And who else we got? My chat keeps on blinking on me. I don't know what's going on with that. And like I said, I might have a problem with internet service tonight. I noticed that my Wi-Fi didn't have full bars. I think I got everyone here. Let's see. John Tangelo's SoCal. Did I miss someone? SoCal. How's it going, SoCal model? Scale models. How's it going, bud? Yeah, Brad's Trains. How's it going? Glad you can make it in. You're new here, and I hope you enjoy the content tonight. I think we got everybody. Why is my thing doing that? All right, we get the bottom. So how's everybody doing tonight? Glad I got to say hello to everybody, and I do enjoy saying hello to everybody. First thing I want to do is my super chats from last week and the week before. We have D-Rail, Daryl, Grandpa Rails, and Kevin Brown 2 times. Once for last week, and once a week, the week before last, and the week before that. Super thanks to John Dilly. And also I want to go through and thank all of these guys also, my membership people. Jim Veronico, Bugs Moran, Ron Moen, Dustin Zenscale, Brian Page, Joe Rader, Chris Mitchell, Robert Young, Dave BNSF, Grandpa Rails, Mark Arnold, and Ken Amos Jr. Thank you guys. I do appreciate all your support that you're giving me. It helps me do things like the video you guys are going to see tomorrow and the one that you'll see next week and all of that stuff. Yeah, I have a video set up for next week also. Tomorrow's video, by the way, will be the last section on the lower level in room 2, which is Sierra Adobe. It's going to get its face lifted tomorrow also. Plus, I'm going to throw a couple of extra details in there that I have not spoken about yet until tomorrow. Derek Alexander, how's it going, bud? Glad you can make it in tonight. All right, and that's going to be 9 o'clock. It's going to be a regular video. It's not going to be a premiere video or anything like that. Let me see something here. So anyhow, I did have the bandages removed from my hands today, but the doctor didn't do a very good job on this finger right here. It still locks up on me. So I had talked to the nurse today, and she said, well, she'll talk to the doctor and see what he wants to do. I do not want to go through another surgery because coming out of the anesthesia was really a big problem with me. Let's see. Anyhow, I do have a special guest tonight with me. And I'm going to bring him up here in a couple of minutes. First, I want to make sure I got everybody in the chat to say hello. Before I do that, though, I do have a couple of unboxings I'm going to do. Let me do this one first down here. Nice big box. Now, I know what's in this box. And to show you how I really like this stuff. It's a box inside of a box. All right. Here's what was in there. Now, you guys know that I've been telling you what the paint I use for my roads and stuff. And I went on eBay or Amazon actually, and I was looking for this particular paint. And what it is this tester's paint. Now, I know you guys can't see it. Well, you know what? Let's do it this way. It's this tester's paint, and it's called Light Aircraft Gray. And I was looking at it, and one guy was very proud of it. He wanted to sell one can for $17. I got 3 cans for $30. So there. And I have lots of new roads to be painting, so that's why I went ahead and bought this so I wouldn't have to run out when I need to. Now, the second thing I want to show you guys is something that Mr. John Tanzillo, let's do it this way. No? Yeah, this one. Too many buttons. John Tanzillo did this for me. I told him I needed this, and you guys won't know what these are for until next week's video. But these are highway supports, and he has done 8 of them for me. Now, I'm not going to tell you where these are going to go right now because that'll be a surprise in next week's video. Anyhow, that's 1 and that's 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up my guest tonight, and my guest tonight is going to be Mr. Pedro Spicer. Let's bring him up then. Everybody say hello. Hello, Mr. Pedro.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you could make it in tonight, and everything is working better than it was the last time.
Yeah, much better than last time.
So I invited Pedro here to be my Meet the Modeler guest, and he is going to be in the Cousin Vinny's hot seat tonight. And I have, I don't know, can you see that? You can't see that, can you?
No.
Well,
yeah, a little bit.
Let's see, maybe if I do it over here. Now can you see it?
Oh, man. You going to hit me with that many questions?
Okay. Hey, I have an hour to kill, you know?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. Let me get a pencil here so I can mark off the ones I asked you. Now, I know John Dilly will be here. He's going to be late, but he said he's on his way. So he said there's a bunch of traffic and stuff. Oh, by the way, while I was at the doctor's and after the nurse practitioner or the physician's assistant, whatever she was, after she pulled the stitches out, I asked her, I said, can I have these? So she said, yeah, go ahead and take them because I'm just going to throw them out. So I got me a nice pair of scissors and I got me another tweezer. That was pretty cool. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon. How's it going, bud?
Sparky
the
said
hot seat is the hot. Good luck, Pedro. Oh, my God. Sparky must think you're really bad. All right. Anyhow, here we go. When did you start getting interested in trains?
I got interested in trains. Oh gosh, I was really young. I grew up in Philadelphia. There was a man down the street from us, Mr. Booth, and he invited me and my brothers to his house one day. He took us up in his attic. Sounds kind of creepy, doesn't it? But we got up there. It was a tongue and groove finished attic. And the entire floor was covered with Lionel trains. And he had every single attachment, accessory, the oil derrick. He had all that stuff. Yeah. And he didn't run it very often. So they always took off slow. And he said, give it time to clean the dust off the track. And man, those things got to going around. I was fascinated by that. And then my dad always put a train around a Christmas tree. So seeing those and then being in Philadelphia, not to write a whole book here. When we would go to church on Sunday, we passed by the 30th Street station. So I used to see the GG1s all the time, and I just fascinated by those. So cool. I think that sparked everything in me, my love for trains.
Okay. When did you get your first train set? Yours now, not your dad's, yours.
It had to be, let's see, it had to be like 73. I bought, there was a hobby shop in our neighborhood. I grew up in Germantown area of Philadelphia, and we built model cars and everything. And I think it had to be like 1973. I bought my first train set.
You already got your first new subscriber.
Oh, cool. Come on.
So I just want to bring that to Ron Moen, who has been a subscriber of mine. Plus, he's one of my members.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He's the one who just subscribed to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, if you guys, any of you guys that subscribe to Pedro, please tell him that I sent you over there so he knows how he's getting all of these new things. Frank Steeler fan, how's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in tonight. Who else we got? Ron New Haven Rails, how's it going, bud? Glad you can make it in tonight. Who else we got? I think we got everybody. 32 people in here. All right, next question. All right, so I asked you when you got your first train set, what scale was it?
The first scale I started out with HO. And again, the hobby shop that I purchased it from, after, I don't know, time span, but I ran HOs for a while. I called myself making a little tiny layout in the basement of our house, but they had an in-scale layout in the store window. It was a complete layout. It had little push buttons that controlled the switches and everything. Mm-hmm. And watching that thing run around in the window, that just fascinated me like crazy. And that's when I made the switch from HO to in-scale.
Yay!
I've been with in ever since.
All right, so, okay. What is your favorite locomotive?
My favorite locomotive is SD40-2. And I recently fell in love with the wide cab SD40-2, but I like those locomotives the best.
Yeah, SD40 is my favorite also. I think I got 6 or 7 of them. Most of them in Burlington Northern and Santa Fe.
Oh, okay.
And a couple of BNSF. But yeah, so I like them. Okay, do you prefer steam or diesel?
Mostly diesel. I do have a few steam locomotives. My wife likes them more than I do. When she decides to come to my train room, she says she's probably gonna punch me because she's gonna watch this later. She calls them chug-a-lugs. I want to see a chug-a-lug go, so I'll put a steam engine on and let it go around.
There you go. Kudos to you, Mrs. Spicer. So, how long have you been modeling?
Like I said, I had those when I was a teenager, and not to go into a whole long story, but I got away from that, went off to college, played basketball. So all of that stuff got left back in Philly. And after I got married, I had surgery on my foot and I was off work for a while, started reading train magazines and things. My wife was pregnant with our first child, our son. And I decided once I was able to start getting up, I'm going to get back into the hobby. And I went and bought some lumber. And we were in a small apartment. I made a 3x5 little flat layout that I could roll away under the guest bedroom bed. And I was on the floor in our living room. She came home from work and I was down there running trains around. And she just kind of looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And I explained to her what I was doing. And I had to get out and run somewhere, go to the store, whatever. When I came back, she was still on the floor running my trains. I'm like, yes, I'm in there. I'm in there.
That's funny. Do you prefer ops or continuous running or both?
Both. My layout is continuous running, but if I had more room that I could run a point to point, I think I would do that. But since I'm in an 8
from
by
what
18
I'm seeing,
space,
looks like you can run a point to point. From what I'm seeing, there's nothing in front of you, right? It's just a U shape.
No, it goes around.
Oh, it goes around.
It wraps around the room. Yes.
Okay.
I have a lift out. See that?
Got it. Okay.
That's the doorway. Yeah. So yes, it's definitely is continuous.
So you like both ops? Do you have industries on your layout that you can do ops with?
I have a grain elevator, chemical plant back in this corner. Wait a minute. Yeah, over there. I have an intermodal yard. And those are the 3. Yeah. And then to get to the chemical plant, you have to do street running. So you have to run right down Main Street to get to the chemical plant.
That's nice. There's a lot of guys doing that street running stuff, and I think it looks pretty cool. If it's done right, it looks pretty cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I like it.
Hello, Mr. Sean's Pennsylvania. How's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in tonight. All right, let's see who else we got here. Let's see. What is your favorite rolling stock?
I like tank cars. I don't know what it is about them, but I like tank cars. I think they look cool going down the track. And then now with I don't know whether that's the OSHA thing or whatever, putting that buffer in there. And, it's kind of cool to put a nice box car or hopper in there with a load of graffiti on it in between and a ton of tank cars behind it. I like those.
Well, you should know this because you've been following me, but tankers and hoppers are my favorite.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I have a lot of industries that accept tankers and hoppers, so I'm set pretty good. New Haven Rails N Scale, how's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in tonight.
Quick story about a tank car. I won't take up too much time. I used to work at a chemical plant. And one of our jobs was to get inside the tank cars and clean them. And this is when I was in my early 20s. I'm 6'11" tall, wide shoulders. So I had a young lady was sitting at the top of the manway as a safety watch. And the safety man came down, put his little sniffer in there, said it was a go. So I'm in there with my little shovel, a brush, and a bucket to clean the dry stuff out of the bottom of the tank car. And I'm down there singing away, cleaning this stuff up. I had a mask on. And the guys from the pump crew that was supposed to wash this tank car out first, they come and ask the young lady, why wasn't she sitting on that car? I said, well, Pedro's in there. They start yelling, get him out of there. We haven't washed that tank car yet. So I came out and it was like, I don't know, 70, 80 degrees outside. And once the air hit me, oh man, I was high as a kite. I mean, I went like this. And they took me to the hospital, x-rayed my lungs and everything, and said I was good to go. But I started thinking about it. Man, if I'd have passed out in there, how would they have gotten me out? I have no clue. Really. I'm just glad that didn't happen. I
have a question from the High Plains Drifter. We're going to ask that question a little bit later on in this interview, High Plains. So stand by and we'll get to that question. Derek Alexander wants to know if I'm going to ask you to sing the national anthem.
Oh, someone saw that, huh? No, I'm not going to do that tonight. Sorry.
Did you have an episode where you sang the national anthem?
Yeah, if you go to my channel, just type my name in. My son was playing senior night for Utah State. He played his college basketball out there. And I sang the national anthem at senior night at the game. There's like 10,000 people there. I was over the internet and everything. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I didn't mess it up.
Hello, Mr. James Young. How's it going, my friend? Whereabouts is he located? Not specific. Spark, are you asking Pedro where he's located? Well, I'm not watching all the stuff that's going on in the chat section. All right, we'll continue on. Do you model a specific area?
I have a freelance layout, but I model CSX and Indiana Railroad. So my town, everything is just freelance, just made up stuff. Yeah. But those are the two main railroads that I run.
The Indiana Railroad is red locomotives, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Sparky wants to know where do you live?
I live in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay. That answer your question there, Mr. Sparky?
Dave said I'm too short for basketball.
Who said that?
Dave. Yeah, I'm 6'11" tall.
6'11", he's too short. Wow. Okay, so you're doing the freelance. So then the next question wouldn't apply to you, but why did you choose the area that you are modeling?
Okay, and I try to keep this short. Initially, when I came here, I was going to do everything Pennsylvania Railroad, but that's a fallen flag. And I thought, well, I can't keep up with all the modern stuff. So when I read Train Magazine years ago and Indiana Railroad was just getting their footing, south of here near Bloomfield, Indiana, I don't know if anybody's noticed, they have a trestle, one of the longest railroad trestles in the country, called Tulip Trestle, and I wanted to model that. So I was going to do that in that sort of layout with a long trussel, and I couldn't find decals for Indiana Railroad or any of that junk. So I waved the white flag on that, and I started doing heavy CSX. Then later on, they started producing locomotives with the Indiana Railroad. So then I just blended them into what I have.
There you go. All right. All right, what's next? What is the size of your layout?
The room is 8 by 18 space that I built in my garage. And the layout wraps all the way around the room. And the height of the layout is 54 inches. Of course, I'm 6'11", so I wanted it higher. And then I have storage space underneath. And then I like the way the line of sight is better being higher as opposed to a 4-foot layout, especially for me.
Yes.
So when folks come in who are vertically challenged, I have a block of wood over here they can stand on.
Well, they say the best way to watch a model railroad is exactly at eye level.
Yes.
So when it's going by, I mean, it gives you the appearance that it's real, you know.
Well, my height, I can't put it eye level. That just cuts everybody out. So
Derek Alexander wants to know how many times you've been to Indianapolis Speedway.
Once. I try to stay away from that side of town when the race is going on. It's just crazy over there. We had a fellow who retired from the plant that I worked at, and we purchased him the Richard Petty experience and for his retirement gift. And we went out there to watch him ride around in the car, and I took pictures of him. So that's the only time I've been out there. Ralph in Greenwood, if you're over here, hit me up, man. You can come by and check out the layout.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's see what else we got here. Do you post videos, and how often do you post videos?
I post them whenever I get off my butt and make one. I'm really overdue. I'm definitely overdue. And I'm going to put this plug in for my daughter and my son. There's some music that plays. My son did that score for me because I got hit from YouTube for playing someone else's music. So I had my son make some for me. And my daughter edits my videos now. She kind of got on my case, said my stuff looks kind of cheesy. So she goes, let me edit them. And I've been appreciative to both my kids for being a part of
well, that's good. At least they're involved in one way, you know.
Yes, I really appreciate them doing that.
And that is really cool. I'm going to ask this question. I know you don't, but do you have more than one layout?
No, this is the only one.
What do you like about the hobby?
Wow. I think you have to be a novice in carpentry, electric, painting, so many different things. I was an art minor in college, so I like that aspect of it. I used to do some custom painting. I like doing that, but I haven't done that too much here lately. But there are just so many different things, and I like the interaction with the different modelers, the different people I meet across the country. There was a convention here earlier the year, and I met several folks. And then when I opened up my layout for visitors, that was really cool. That was the first time I did that. So all of that stuff, every aspect of model railroading, man, I get a kick out of it.
So that's, you mentioned like we have a a railroad museum, I guess, or a railroad park here in town. And it's got a building that's got 4 different layouts in it. It's got an O scale, HO scale, N scale, and a Z scale. So the reason why I'm cleaning up my layout as intensely as I am is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some flyers made up, and I'm going to put it in that place. And by appointment only, people can come visit my layout.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
That's another thing that I like about the fact that I built it in my garage. I don't have to clear it with my wife to let people in the house.
Yeah, there you go. And I don't have that to worry about myself. Hello, Mr. Anthony Dodge. How's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in. Question: do the kids get involved with the train layout as well? Do they run trains, scenery, wiring? That's from Sparky.
No, they do not. But years ago, we're empty nesters here. My daughter's back with us for a little while, but my kids are both adults. But when she was in high school, she went to a train show with me, and I purchased her a Burlington Northern passenger train, and so it has Kato rail cars, and I have a Bachmann locomotive. I need to update that. And she ran with me for a little while. And then when my son was in elementary school, I purchased him a train set. I still have it, but they're not really into the hobby like I am. But they help out with this
help. It's good that you got help with editing and music and stuff like that. That's a big help. Yeah. Okay, so now we know what you like about the hobby. What do you dislike about the hobby? I got you on that one.
Yeah. I don't know. There's nothing. Yes.
There's got to be something you don't like. The only thing I don't like is two things. Number one is doing the wiring under the layout, and number two is cleaning track.
Okay. Yeah, both of those. Both of those. I agree. I don't like doing that either.
Yeah, it's just a pain in the butt. I mean, for me, at my age right now, to get down on the floor and then to try and get up again,
yeah,
I have to grab on both sides and lift myself up.
Yeah. And then I told you earlier, with the knee surgeries and back surgery, yeah, it's difficult. And that's another reason why I built my layout so high. So even in this chair, I can still get underneath. But I tried to do everything. I don't think there's any more wiring I need to do underneath, and hopefully nothing ever comes apart that I have to get under there. But yeah, that's the reason I built it so high also.
My thing right now is I am doing a lot of lighting on my layout. So therefore I need to get back under the layout to run wires and stuff like that. And it is a pain in the ass for me, being my age. I mean, I'm not that physically disabled, but just to get down and get up at my age, it's a little difficult.
I definitely understand the getting down and getting up.
Sparky said, yeah, you can't give him the answers. I know we spoke about this earlier. Prototype or freelance?
Freelance with prototype locomotives.
All right. I think that's called Proto-Lance.
There you go.
All right. So let's see. We got that. Okay. This question was asked earlier by High Plains Drifter. Are you DC or DCC? And if you're DC or DCC, what brand are you using?
Okay. I have an ambidextrous layout, if you want to call it that. I have a switch on this CTC board over here that I can switch from DC to DCC. The reason I did that, I think I have 6 DCC locomotives, maybe 7, something like that. And I'm slowly moving in that direction. I have so many DC locomotives, I'm never going to convert all of those. There's no way.
Yeah, and it'll cost you a fortune.
Yes. So that's why I have it set up the way I do. I use a Zephyr, Digitrack Zephyr power pack. And I think, put a shameless plug here, I think my wife asked me the other day what I want for Christmas. I think I'm going to hit them up for the upgraded version of that.
Of the Zephyr?
Yes. And the space in here is 8 by 18, okay? And I'm normally the only one in here. So when I put that in, it was like I can reach over here and go back to the power pack. I don't need the handheld. But I later on downloaded one of those apps on my phone. It does make it a little easier in case I need to throw a switch on the back end and I don't have to walk back over. But I do like the way the Zephyr works. But I think the upgraded version is definitely going to help.
Okay, so you answered both questions there. Is there a specific era that you model?
Current?
Yes. Well, the SD40s go back to 1995, I think. So
yeah, there's still some running. So what? SD40-3s.
Yeah. Let's see.
even though I don't have any.
Do you prefer a kit build or a scratch build?
Both, and I've done a few kit bash things. So I like both of those. I have
Have you
several
done
kits buildings and
any
things.
have you done any scratch building? Start from scratch and build?
Yes, I have a few buildings, different things. I mean, heck, because you're in this scale, there's so many things that we still don't have. Oh,
Yeah,
I tell you
exactly.
what, I have a
That's
tower crane. I have a tower crane that's next to a building under construction. I scratch built that with plastruct material.
Derek Alexander. How many DC locos does he have? Do you have
I think I have 6.
6?
Yeah. You said DC. I'm sorry.
Yeah, DC.
Oh man, it's too many to count. A couple hundred. I have a couple hundred. I was telling
Wow.
Vinny earlier, I still have the first locomotives I started out with. I have some Bachman, Lifelike, Concord, River
Oh wow.
Rossi. Um, they're in a box over there. I don't run them, but I still have those. So I count those. They still run. And
Well,
then I
yeah. I
have,
mean,
yeah, I have all the different Katos, Atlas, bunch of, a whole lot of them.
so do you like the Kato or the Atlas? Which
I
one do you
like Kato
prefer?
better. I like Kato
Kato.
much better. Yeah.
Yes. At one time, they were doing Atlas was doing the bodies, and Kato was doing the drivetrain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
Okay. Let's see. How do you clean your layout?
Um, a lot of times I will use. I recently started using this cleaner here for my track, and maybe one of these, and go around. And because I used to use one of those bright boys, and I found out that they're not good for the top of the track, so I stopped doing that. As far as dust, I keep my door closed. I don't get much settlement in here. Um,
I
right
wish
now,
I
my
had that
door is
problem.
open. You don't or do?
I have a major problem with dust.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I don't, but it really doesn't. I haven't had major issues with that. It might happen in the future. I don't know, but hopefully it doesn't.
So was that a CRC can that you showed?
Yes.
Yeah. Because a lot of guys, there was a big thing going a couple of months ago that a lot of guys have been using mineral spirits to clean their track.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I've been using that. And you know what? I don't clean my track that often. It seems to keep it clean a lot longer.
That other stuff for see if I can reach it. I've been using this stuff too. No ox.
No, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've used
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
I don't use it a lot, but it definitely helps. I've noticed the difference once I ran trains with it.
Oh,
Mostly
yeah.
on the DC, it seemed to run really well, So
We're getting down to the last couple of questions here. Do you have a current project? And if you do, what is it?
I'm putting a drive-in theater in back here. I went to the Indy Junction. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in the conversation. There was an NMRA convention earlier this year.
Uh-huh.
And I went to one of the local clubs, Naptown White River Valley Club, and there was a T-track layout there. The T-track, of course, is in scale. So they had a little drive-in. The club here in town actually has an operating screen, which is really cool. I'm not going to
Wow.
do that. I had some space I needed to put something in, and I thought I'll put that in there.
Let's see. Do you have a name for your layout? And if you do, what is the name and how'd you come up with it?
It's really simple. It's called Hadway, Hadway layout, and it's the street that we used to live on. I thought it sounded kind of cool, Hadway, so just went with that.
Well, before I started modeling the prototype that I'm doing, when I was in my apartment, I was doing the, let's see, Cave Creek and Union Hills Railroad.
Okay.
Cave Creek was the street I lived on. Union Hills was the street that crossed it. so
Keep it simple.
Yeah, it's simple, right? Uh, okay. What model would you like to see that's not available now in N scale?
SD40-3s.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's my favorite locomotive. There's no two ways about it. My second favorite locomotive is the Dash 9s.
My second favorite one is a GG1. I have a River Rossi GG1. I need to get a Kato one because I know it runs a lot better than the old River Rossi that I have.
I see Mr. Grandpa Rails is here. He just texted me. Oh, crap. I forgot to send John the link. Let's see if it's still here. All right, John. John, the link is there, okay? Sorry about that, buddy. Oh, man. Because I had to do yours on Outlook and I had to do his on Gmail.
Oh, okay. And
so when I did his, I just forgot to put the thing in there. Let's see. Kevin from New Zealand. How's it going, my friend? Who else we got in here? Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. All right. Let's see. Last question from me. Do you have any other hobbies? And if so, what are they?
I sing a little bit. And I draw, dabble in art. Like I said, I was an art minor in college, so I still like to do that.
How's it going, John?
Pretty good.
Hey, sorry John. About that.
That's okay. It's been a fun day coming home. So
it's so funny. All right. So my questions for Pedro are done now. If there's any questions from the chat, please put it up there, and either John, myself, or Pedro will read it and answer the question. So, and if anybody else wants to be in the hot seat on my live show, send me an email. Ralph, please put my email address up in there, please. I got a question for you guys that use Gmail. When I send an email out, it doesn't go to my, like, I can't check to see what I sent out. Like, I sent Pedro an email about a week and a half ago, but it never tells me that I sent it to him, and he never got it. So I don't know what's going on with that. Is there some way I can check out what's going on with that? It's bugging the heck out of me. I've always had problems with the Gmail account. Always.
On the Gmail, you can go over and check on where it's on the side panel, or it's got the boxes and all that stuff. There's one that says sent. You can click on that, and it'll tell you.
Yes, John. That's what I do, but it doesn't go there. It doesn't go, and none of my emails, all the ones that I sent you once a week, every week for the past year and a half, none of those are in my sent mail.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, I sent an email to Pedro at least a week and a half ago. He said he never got it, and I can't prove that I sent it because it's not in my sent folder.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a setting I have to go to in Google or something.
That's odd. Pedro, how many Mopars do you have on your layout?
Ralph, put my Outlook, my Gmail address up there, please.
Ashamed to say I don't have any.
What?
Now wait a minute. Now you told me what you drive, okay, and that considered in the Mopar family.
Yes, it's sitting right there, but I don't have any on my layout.
You'll have to remedy that.
Yeah. Digger asked, do I weather my locomotives and rail cars? Yeah, I recently started doing that. I'm fairly new to doing that, so I'm still kind of easing that part in. I haven't just got heavy-handed with it yet, but yeah. But I am putting a lot of graffiti on different things also.
Okay, so I missed the question, but is he asking you if you weather your stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, so weather locomotives and rolling stock and buildings too. I see with the buildings though, once I get the bulk of my scenery done, I'm gonna go back and start working on aging the buildings and putting signs and things like that on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my plan of attack right now, is to get everything good, looking good, get it all running, and then I'll go back on each section and start filling in all the details. That's my plan at this time.
That's why a layout is never done, because you always have something. You know, even if it looks like you're done, you're not done.
No, you're never done. You could always be adding stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't think anybody else has got any questions. I don't see any questions here.
James Young said he'll come into your stream. He says, I like 5 of them. I'm a Chevy guy.
Hey, I told my daughter that in 2023, if I'm still alive and I can afford it, I am buying a 2023 Chevelle SS.
Oh, hell, I didn't check the catalog for that yet.
I saw on Facebook they did a couple of infomercials.
Yeah.
And the ones that they showed two different people did it, and both of them, both cars, different colors, but they both were convertibles.
Okay, Stan asked the question.
Yeah.
He asked what controls I use for my turnout. I guess I didn't say this. My entire main line is Kato track, so I use the Kato turnout switches.
There you go. Okay. How many freight cars does Pedro have, John Tangillo?
A few hundred of those. I don't know. At one point, honest, I did. I used to keep inventory. I probably need to do that again. I don't remember. I bought so many since that last time I inventoried every. I don't know. I'm sorry. I lost track.
Hello, John Mystic.
I should probably do an inventory on what I have. I don't know. Only thing I know is I have about 40 cabooses.
40 cabooses?
Yeah.
I got 2.
And I got a couple more on the way. So.
See, one of the things I'm looking for right now is a transfer caboose for Indiana Railroad.
I need to find a transfer caboose. I haven't found.
I have one, but it's not Indiana Railroad.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
Hello, Dave DES. How's it going, my friend? Glad you can make it in tonight.
This is my loan transfer caboose.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Oh, hell yeah. I want a new Chevelle. I'll trade 2013 Camaro. Yeah, I'm with you. I was thinking of actually looking around for an old Camaro, like a 67 Camaro. And if it's a junker, just park it in my garage and start fixing it up.
Yeah.
I would love to have a 67 Satellite or GTX, but I know I cannot afford it.
Here's a question for you, Pedro.
Those are nice.
When painting your buildings or things in general, how do you get tape? I'm going to show you guys how I tape my buildings in my next video.
I don't tape anything. I do everything freehand. So like when I paint the brick and like the eaves on the windows or the what is it called? The masonry stuff underneath the window on those
right
sills.
Yes,
the window sills.
I use a real fine paintbrush. I'm fairly steady-handed, and I just paint them.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have a steady hand, especially now with all these things going on with my hands. So,
Ralph Greenwood wants to know, Pedro, was that a Bluford Shops transfer caboose?
Yes, it is. And they make an Indiana Railroad caboose, but the last few shows and even looking on their website, they don't show that they're available.
Sean's Pennywise wants to know he doesn't know whether he missed it or not. Do you run both passenger and freight or just freight?
I have several Amtrak locomotives and passenger cars, the Superliners and the all right, help me out here. Yes, I have. So I run both. Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin from New Zealand wants to know, do you have a YouTube channel and what's the name of it?
Yes, I do. You can type in Hadway Layout or type my name in, Pedro Spicer, to come up. I recently put the nickname Hadway on there, so it should come up with that.
Here's another one from Mystic Railroad. I love the music on your videos. I know your kids picked songs. So we already explained that, but go ahead and explain it again, that your son actually composes the music.
He has one of these little gadgets, and somehow he came up with that little ditty, and it's just a loop of the same tune that he's playing for me. My wife's a musician. She's a very accomplished keyboardist, Hammond organ player, and all this stuff. My son is as a drummer. Music's just in the family. So grew up in church singing. I had no choice. My dad was a preacher, so he said the only bird that doesn't sing is a buzzard. So I had no choice.
Oh, that's a good one. I never heard that one before.
Yeah, so.
Ow, 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 ow. The doctor screwed up, John.
Uh-oh.
He didn't fix my trigger finger.
No?
I was doing something on the layout the other day, on Wednesday. And I think I was opening something, and I went like this, and when I went like that, the finger locked.
Oh, damn.
And I couldn't get it open. So when I went today to get the stitches out, I was talking to the nurse or the physician assistant, whatever she is. Yeah. She goes, well, give it a couple of weeks because it's still swollen there. It could be disrupting the tendon and stuff like that. So I said, okay, I do not want to go for another surgery. I can't handle the anesthesia anymore.
Yeah.
This time and the time before this, I had a real rough time coming out of the anesthesia, and I did not like it at all.
Yeah.
So,
okay, see you later, High Plains Drifter.
Okay, bud. Take care, my friend. Glad you showed up tonight.
One of my favorite movies, High Plains Drifter.
Yeah.
With Mr. Clint Eastwood. Anyhow, I am done with questions for you. And I think you did very well tonight. And I appreciate you showing up tonight and being a guest in my hot seat.
I appreciate you having me.
And like I said, guys, anybody else who wants to be on my show, just send me an email and we'll set up the arrangements and all of that stuff. And this time I'll promise I'll send the link.
Now, you don't have any problem with me putting this link on my Facebook, do you?
Not at all.
Cool.
Because it's not only going to help you, it's going to help me.
All right.
Let's see. Everybody, I see Pedro, as I am in New Zealand, what area do you model? So Kevin wants to know, what area do you model?
My layout is freelance, but if I was going to pick an area, say a fictitious area in Indiana, just put it that way. And I guess that's not accurate. Well, maybe, because if you look at the landscape of Indiana, the northern part is fairly flat. And you get kind of southern. There are some tunnels, and like I said, the tulip trussels down there. So it's kind of hilly in areas. So one end of my layout, I have a tunnel and a mountainous area. So
yeah,
so it
Sean Pennywise and Miser wants to know what benchwork construction method did you use?
I didn't use, like you see, typical stuff. What I did is I built a frame down on this side. And this piece of the top right here, I built a frame and just put plywood on top of it. The reason I did that is in case I needed to get underneath it again, I can lift this up and reach my wiring. And I hope that I never have to do that.
That's a good idea.
And then since I'm a budget model railroader, the back end is like I did this, but this side right over here, that's an interior door. It was laying around, so like, what the heck, might as well use it.
Yeah.
So, and I
well, a lot of end scalers will use a hollow core door.
Yes, that's what I did.
And I've seen some that are really fantastic. For the size that they are, was 2 feet by 6 feet or something like that.
Yes, they're different sizes, and this was in the house because when we moved into this house, I replaced the bedroom door, and I thought, let me hold on to that, and I thought I'm just going to use it on the layout, and it worked out.
I think somebody's going to catch you here. Mystic Rebel wants to know, how old is the photo on your channel portrait? Be honest. Yeah, see, I have an advantage over you guys. I already know how old he is, but let's see.
Thanks, John, for putting up his Pedro's link.
My yeah, thanks for that. My portrait, you talking about my picture, correct? That was probably, I'm guessing around 2007, 2008, that photo. I'm 65 years old, but I think that photo, if I remember right, was taken about 2008.
Sparky's got a question for you. Will his layout ever be done, or does he change things often?
As far as the entire scheme's going to stay the same, I'm going to, like I mentioned earlier, go back and add more detail, painting signs. I don't know that I will ever put operating signals, but I'm not going to say I won't. Just more detail, things like that will go on.
I
So,
don't.
no,
I
it's
don't
never
think.
finished.
I don't know if they still do it, but at one time, Atlas had a really nice single system. It was just plug and play, and it
Yeah.
was really, really unbelievable. And I had the whole setup. And I just needed like one more to complete the loop. Then it would work more prototypically. If you got the complete loop, it would work prototypically. In other words, green, yellow, red. You know, it would do all three phases.
Well, I'm gonna drop a guy's name. There's a fellow model railroader here in town, Justin Grayson. This guy does excellent stuff, and he uses that Atlas. If I remember, I think he's using the Atlas signal system, and
yeah, I think they've revised their system because I know they got a lot of new stuff out.
Yeah, he models a particular area here in Indiana, in Lafayette area, and it's really nice in HO. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions for Mr. Pedro, we're going to call this good. My food is waiting for me. I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, mine is too. I just got a text.
Yeah. So you haven't heard anything about the Chevelle, John, since you work for Chevrolet?
No, I don't. Because I'm in the back end, I don't really pay any attention to what the front end does. I don't care.
And I don't
Put it
blame
that
you.
way. I mean, I'll get into it. I mean, you know, it's like when I work on Saturdays, and the last hour I'm there, I have to work the retail counter. So people will ask questions about the new cars, and that you got me. I just look up parts and I couldn't tell you what's on those things up there. Give me a VIN number. It'll give me the RPO list, and I can tell you how your car is built, what's on it that way. But if you're just going to come up and say, oh, I've got a Corvette Z06, I need this, without a VIN number, I can't help you.
Let me say again, I appreciate everyone who's been subscribing to my channel, man. And thanks again for having me on, Vinny. This was really cool.
No problem. You know, I do this so I can promote the person's channel. They get to know you a little bit better. And like I said, you watch tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, you'll have at least 5, maybe 10 more subscribers.
Cool.
Really? No, you got just one. I thought I was subscribed to him, so I subscribed right now.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
There's 2. Vinny, thanks for having Pedro on. Seems like a nice guy. And okay, well, I appreciate that. Hello,
I just don't believe he's 65, though.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He looks. So he doesn't look like a day over 50, really.
I really appreciate it. Now I feel it. I definitely feel it.
Yeah. Especially in the wintertime, I start to feel those aches and pains.
Yeah, well, you see, you didn't hear the part where I told Vinny my right leg or right knee's been replaced 5 times. My left one's been replaced once. I got 4 screws in my back. So I'm a bionic man, definitely.
Yeah. You must be fun going through the
I just tell them before I even go, I have a ton of metal in me. So they just move me over to the other thing and put the wine on me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never thought about that, but that's really good thing to think about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Adrian Gadsden. Oh, yeah. Adrian Gadsden says he's been getting updates on your channel, Pedro.
He hasn't been.
Hasn't been?
Yeah, YouTube hasn't been sending him any updates. Huh.
Me too. There's a lot of guys that I happen to catch just by going, just watching. Like I'll be watching Pedro's video, and then somebody on the side will be, somebody that I am subscribed to, but I don't get a notification. There's one C Masterachi or something like that.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
He's got a great layout, and I just happened to catch him one day just by looking at somebody else's video, and I see him on the side over there. I said, "Oh, I got to go check it out." How come? I asked him. I said, "Did you block me or anything like that?" Because I don't get any updates or reminders that you're going to be doing a video. He says, "No, he don't have me blocked. So I don't know. I don't know why."
YouTube's not so great on their notifications.
I don't know what the answer is to that. So I don't know. I'll check my settings and stuff, make sure everything's good, but I don't really know what the answer is to that.
Yeah, because I don't get any from you and this other guy I was just talking about, and there's a few others that I just do not get notifications.
Okay.
So. Anyhow, I'm going to call this good tonight. Pedro, thanks a lot for showing up and sitting in the seat for me. John, thank you for showing up.
Sure.
And thank you, everybody who's in the chat, for asking questions and staying with me for as long as you have. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.
Good night.